So here we have a lesson number 3 in which we will learn how to talk about languages, profession, and numbers from 1 to 19.
Yeah,
First, we have here customs and traditions mean there are two words, two titles that we use, Herr and Frau. We use
yeah,
uh, men, we use Herr, for example, Mr., and Frau with Mrs. Most
yeah,
probably, when you want to call someone formally, so we use their Herr Schmidt, for example, or Herr or Frau Mari means Mrs. Mari. We can start a formal
mm,
conversation. So in this scenario, we will use these titles with men's and women's. So next we have talk about languages. So here means I can ask you, welchen Sprachen sprichst du means which languages do you speak? Ich spreche perfekt Deutsch. Means I speak perfect German. You can say ich spreche ein bisschen Spanish or ein bisschen Deutsch. I speak a little
Deutsch.
German or Spanish. If you speak good, then you can use good. Means du sprichst gut Swedish. You speak good Swedish.
Good.
And you can ask the question also, sprichst du English? Do you speak English?
Yeah,
You can also reply, ich spreche Deutsch und ein bisschen Spanish. And I speak a German and a little Spanish. So here, for example, Deutschland is basically country. Spanian is also country, but when we write language, this is a Spanish. That means Spanish, Deutsch, the German. Ich spreche Turkish und Deutsch. And I speak
yeah,
Turkish, German.
yeah, Deutsch. Yeah,
Sprichst du nur
is
English? Do you speak only English?
Nur means only.
I, ich spreche nur Deutsch. So I speak only
Deutsch.
German. Du sprichst so schnell. You speak too.
Yeah,
Er spricht kein Deutsch. He doesn't speak German. Here
yeah,
we have learned few words that we can use. For example, I ask you, welche Sprachen sprichst du? So you can use here the word perfect. Ein bisschen means a little,
but
and you can also say
good.
kein means I don't speak.
No,
Spreche kein Deutsch. I don't speak German. Ich spreche ein
kind.
bisschen English.
Yeah,
Ich spreche perfect Hindi. I speak
yeah,
perfect Hindi. So these are adverbs that we can use when we want to discuss about languages. How can
yeah.
we speak? Use different languages in German. Most languages end with ish. For
Is
example, English, Französisch means French, Japanisch,
Japanese.
Japanese. But there is exception like Deutsch that doesn't end on ish. This is German.
Yeah,
Here we have a small table that we can you know try to understand. The most of the languages they are ending on ish. For example, Afghanish, Albanish, Armenish,
Arab,
Arabish,
Arabic,
Egyptish means, or you can say Americanish, Iraqish,
Iraqi. Yeah,
Malaish, Talanish, for example, Rosish, Russian, Polish, Österreichisch, Norwegish, Scottish.
Scottish.
It means mostly the languages end with ish in German.
Is is
Deutsch is the exception. Deutsch doesn't end on ish. How can I say sorry? This is a fixed expression. Das tut mir leid means I'm sorry for you.
just
It
to
doesn't
me
mean
like
that I'm asking for forgiveness. Means when someone give you bad news about themselves, for example, we can say das tut mir leid means I'm sorry for you. Or we can say oh nay, that will also means oh no. They
Oh,
both,
nine.
use when you want to basically feel sorry for someone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can say mir geht's schlecht. I'm bad. I'm feeling bad. So I can reply. You can reply oh nay, oh no. You
Yeah.
can say das tut mir leid means I'm sorry for you. Someone has spilled tea, you know, in your apartment. So you can say oh nay, oh no. Means oh nay is an basically an appropriate way to tell someone that you are sorry about their loss
Injury.
or about their injury. Next word is Entschuldigung. Basically, apologize for something you have guilt. You have done
Yeah.
something wrong, maybe, and you want to say sorry. You want to apologize. So we would use Entschuldigung. I'm sorry, or excuse me. So this is basically to apologize someone. Next, we have to respond to someone when they say thank you. Vielen Dank, or they can say danke. In this scenario, I can
Okay.
say kind problem, no problem.
Yeah.
This is a response for you can say for danke. I can write here means danke, thank you. So you can apply for that. Kind problem means no problem. Next we have what you do means German have basically the skill shortage they have passed recently, very
Easily.
recent rule also. So we can ask basically people what they do. Was do von Beruf? What do you do? Your profession. You can say was ist dein Beruf? What is your profession? Wo arbeiten Sie? Where do you work? These are questions that you can ask someone about their profession. So we have here next. Ich bin Informatiker means I am IT specialist. That is my answer. When someone asks me, was ist dein Beruf means what is your profession? Mostly professions for masculine they ends on er, and if the feminine version is that ends on en. Most of the time, for example, er ist Informatiker. He is IT specialist, so that is ends on er. For feminine, sie ist Informatikerin. She is an IT specialist, so we add here EIN. Here we can check few professions in German. Apotheker means pharmacist. So for feminine noun, we will write Apothekerin, IN at the end. Bäcker, Bäckerin means Elektriker, Elektrikerin means electrician. So we write IN at the end. Fischer, Fischerin, Inhuner, Inhunerin, Lehrer, Lehrerin, the teacher. Kellner, Kellnerin, waiter. So means most of the time we can differentiate between professions. If that ends on in, then that means it's a feminine, and if ends on er, then this is a masculine. So lastly, we have countings from 1 to 19. So we can start with eins means one, zwei,
Eins, zwei,
two, drei, three,
drei,
vier,
vier,
four, fünf, five, six,
sechs,
six, sieben,
sieben,
seven, acht, eight, nine, nine, zehn, ten, zehn. So these are basically 1 to 10 digits, and from 1 to 19 they follow a pattern that we can go through. Means elf and 12 they don't follow any pattern. Elf,
yeah,
11, 12, 12.
12, 12.
So here we have, a pattern from 13 to 15 that we have learned try, fear, and fünf plus 10. So you add
Yeah.
here Zane. We have learned Zane is 10. Try Zane mean 13. Fear Zane
11,
14.
14,
Fünf Zane
15,
15.
15.
I mean, we don't need to basically, you know, to learn from 13 to 15 by
Okay.
heart. We can just
Yeah.
use logic, that is 3, 4, 5 plus 0.
Zin.
Okay. So here we have from 16 to 17, we just shorten the version from 6 and 7. For example, 6, we just remove S, last S. That becomes 6 Zin. And
Six.
Sieben plus Zin, so you remove En. That becomes Siebzehn. That is for 16 and 17. So means we remove the last alphabets. For 6, we remove S. And for sieben, we remove En. Siebzehn and Siegzehn.
Yeah.
And 18 and 19, they follow the same pattern that we have basically. Dreizehn, Vierzehn, Fünfzehn. That becomes acht, means 8 plus zehn, 18, achtzehn. 9 plus zehn, neunzehn,
Mm.
19.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are our numbers.